So today, the frame stiffening part that I'm waiting for the truck from Summit is on back order. It's been pushed back. Looks like maybe the end of October it's going to be shipped. So I'm kind of stuck with not being able to do much on the frame until I get that. So today I am going to start cutting the roof off of the cab. The cab has a bunch of rust in the top of it, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the top off of it so I can get to the inside and see how bad it is and figure out what patch panels I need, and then I'll order those and start making those repairs. So just to give you a quick look of it, here we go. There's a lot of rust up here in the front here. This is all the way through, and it's pretty bad right there. There's some rust over in here. This has got some rust in it. The whole front, but you can get that patch panel for the 64 through 66. So I'll get one of those and I'll just modify it to fit. There's rust over that door, and there's rust over this door. I don't know if you can see, but back up in there. So once I get to the inside, I'll be able to see how bad it is and what all it's going to take to fix it. So that's the project for now. I've got the shop closed up because I'm painting a door for our bathroom in the house, and I don't want to get a bunch of metal flakes and everything all over it. So I'm going to have that shut and got it outside, and I'll be working on it out here. Well, it's no wonder that these trucks rust up. That's bare metal. You can still see the stamp in it, the ink stamp, but there's no paint or anything on the inside of that roof. It was just bare metal. So I would venture to say that all of this was bare metal too. In fact, that's still bare metal. Look, there's a mouse nest there. You can see all the rust up in there. So there's a whole bunch. All that bare metal is probably why these trucks have such issues with rust. That's okay. We're gonna get this fixed. What is that? Piece of rubber? Guessing that that was up at the very top. Some sort of a block. So these brackets are kind of bad, but I think they're solid enough that they can be saved. So, oh, there's some snake skin in there. Crazy. So let me get a vacuum and get all that cleaned up. Okay, so I know that this side of the floorboard is worse than the other side. So now, getting up in here and looking, there's a lot more rust up in here. I'm gonna have to make some stuff in there and all that, but I don't think this is too bad. It's actually better than I thought. I know that that's pretty bad, but I was planning on replacing that anyway, so that's not big of a deal. So all in all, I'm pleasantly surprised. I was considering the possibility of having to get a whole new cab, but I think this one is definitely savable. So my intention is, whenever I do the new roof, to remove the drip rail, because the drip rail is the culprit for a lot of this, because the seam sealer in the drip rail deteriorates and water gets down below that and is able to get inside the cab, and that's where all that rust goes. So there's little troughs down in there where the water can set, and then rust starts and it just keeps building. I recaulked the drip rails a long time ago. Apparently I didn't do a good enough job, so this time we're just going to get rid of them and not have to worry about it again. So I'm going to try spraying some Eastwood Fast Etch on the top just to see what happens. Once I get a lot of this metal done before I put the outer skin back on the roof, I'll get one done and fitted. But I'd like to take it and get it dipped to to get all the paint, seam sealer, and rust and everything out of it, and then prime it and epoxy, and then start doing body work. But like I said, I want to do that before I put the top back on, so that I don't have to worry about what's inside. I can prep everything inside and get it good and prepped, put some sound deadening material in there before I weld the top back on. I think that'll make a longer lasting repair. So I use acetone to take that fast etch off. I had fiberglassed over the fuel tank door years ago. I tapped it in, so I'll be bringing that back out and welding that up. And I noticed on both sides there's a small fracture in the metal right there. There's one right there. And there's one, I don't know if you can see it, but there's one right there. Just enough that I can catch it with my fingernail. So I'll grind that all back and weld that. But I'm really surprised what happened with the fast etch. So I hit that with the grinder wheel. But if you look right there, that's the way everything looked. When I put the fast etch on there, it actually neutralized some of that rust. I'm impressed. I did not expect it to do that. It actually took some of that stuff off, so kudos to Eastwood. I will be buying more of that. I bought a gallon of it. Sure, I'm going to be going through a bunch on this truck because, as you can tell, it's seen better days. But it will see glory again one of these days in the future. Don't know when, but it will be coming.